Yes, we are live. Hello, marvelous entrepreneurs. Good evening. Hello. Yes, we still have time. That's why. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Our guest is already with me. And today we have a very special guest who is going to talk about content creation for the branding of your business. And yeah, before I talk about the detail about the guest, I introduce the guest. I would like to request you, like, do tell me whether you are watching live or as a replay. If you're watching live, kindly type in hashtag live and the place from where you are watching. In case if you're watching it as a replay, type hashtag replay and or the place from where you are watching. If you have any questions for the guest, kindly post it in the comments so that like we can get it answered directly from her during this live. And once again, I'm telling you, today's topic is content creation for creating branding of your business. So, like we have 15 more seconds. Okay, cool. We are live. So we have our guest here with us, Audrea V. Heard. She is from Ohio, USA, and like she, after going through a lot of hazards in her life, meeting with a lot of tragedies, she overcame that, and she uh, came to know about her purpose on this earth. And then like she came with her first book, Through the Fire, uncovering the ruins of a broken life. That's a personal memoir. And after writing her first book, Audrea immediately began helping other authors become published and went on establishing her publishing company IBG, Inspired by God Publications. And IBG is now a multifaceted firm assisting authors in the area of publishing, coaching, and marketing. And some of the services offered through the coaching division of IBG are book structuring and completion, publishing, marketing, and they have a program called Think Outside the Book, where they assist authors in developing multiple streams of income around their book, making their book an evergreen product. And Audrea is a best-selling author, serial author who has published and written more than 10 books to her credit. So some of the books like Through the Fire, Uncovering the Ruins of a Broken Life, then Peace in Broken Places, Exposing Lies and Toxic Ties, the 12 Signs of a Toxic Relationship, then Brutal Courage, 12 Women, 12 Journeys, that's an Amazon bestseller. The Vow, A Woman's Pledge of Self-Love, and The Crossroads, God's Roadmap for Entrepreneurs, 15 Marks of the Kingdom Blueprint. So these are some of her well-known books. And Audrea is passionate about what she does as an author, coach, speaker, and a talk show host. So that was about our guest. Over to you, Audrea.
Hi, good evening. Thanks for having me today.
Yes. Welcome to Marvelous Entrepreneurs. We are honored to have such a privileged guest here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's an honor to be here. Thank you for sharing your platform with me and giving me the opportunity to help ladies grow their business. I'm super excited to share what I have today. I think it's going to be very beneficial and it's going to be very juicy, good stuff to help get the content branded to the ladies' business. So I'm excited to share this evening.
Yeah, before we dive into the topic, Audrea, we would like to know like your how your entrepreneurial journey really started. Like, were you into writing before, or
Um,
you developed that skill later?
Actually, I have been writing since I was about 18 years old. Actually, I
Okay.
didn't take it serious until about 10 years ago. That's when I took it serious and just felt like the message that I had would encourage someone. And so I was just very passionate about sharing my journey of overcoming grief and depression. And I wanted to help others identify that they might be grieving too. So that's really where it
Okay.
started, just wanting to help people. And then everything else just kind of came after, getting my first book, helping other authors, getting them published. It just started to become a trickle effect. And it was just like, I realized I love doing this. I love writing. I love sharing. I love helping people. That's the primary thing I love to do is helping people accomplish their dreams and their goals.
Yes. Awesome. Awesome. So, like, is it only in English books, or do you help in other languages as well?
Ooh. I I only have my books available in English, but I am really strongly considering other languages. I just
Okay.
hadn't had a demand for other languages, so it is something that is going to be coming down the pipeline. What do you suggest? Any languages that you suggest?
No, actually, the opportunity is many, because even if you consider a country like India, we have numerous languages.
Hmm.
So, like, and there are countries like Japan or China or some European countries where they speak only regional languages.
Hmm. Okay.
So, the opportunity is really high.
Wow. I'm definitely going to take that route. Thanks for the push.
How about the authors that you help? Are they from other regions?
I've actually only been helping authors in the US. I
Okay.
recently started talking to authors in Africa, so I am expanding into Africa at this time. Nothing definite down the pipeline. I've just been having conversations with some authors who are ready to roll, have their books ready. So I'm starting that international expansion actually as we speak.
Okay, cool. So, well, like, how can we use content for branding our business?
I'm glad you asked. I actually have a lot I'd like to share. Is it okay if I go ahead and share my screen?
Yeah, sure, please. It's all yours.
Awesome. All right. Give me one moment. I want to get everything set up here.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So how is it? Is it okay? There it is. Good stuff. Some of the things that I do, let me just a little bit more formally introduce myself. The name of
Yeah.
this workshop is going to be Build Your Brand. Your content is golden. So when you're building your content, it's golden because obviously you want to turn it into revenue generation, right? So,
Yes.
Kavita, you did talk a little bit about who I am. I am an author. I'm the CEO of IBG Publications. I'm a coach. Outside of business, I am a sister. I'm an auntie, and I'm a mother. I have godchildren that I do mother. I don't have any children of my own, but I do mother other children, and I have authored several books. So that's just a little bit about who I am. But let's jump into the meat of why we're here today. So the first thing that we want to do in order to start getting your content out there is we want to develop a foundation. We want to take a good look at what your company does, who you serve, and the products that you offer. This is the foundation of building your content and strengthening your brand. So let's develop a foundation. It is building time.
Okay.
So the first building block that we want to look at with too fast is what is your company mission and vision? Do you have a model or a slogan? Now, I'm going to share some things. It might sound irrelevant, but once you see the foundation and what it actually looks like, you'll understand how you're going to start developing your content. So, what's your mission?
Okay.
What's your vision? What do you accomplish? So let's look at a couple company slogans. Your mission and what you do is at the foundation of building your content. So one of the businesses that I partner with is actually my brother's business. He's a world-renowned photographer, and his motto is "You choose the second, we take the shot." My company
Okay.
motto is "Putting the power in your pen." And then my
Mhm.
second company motto is "The power is in your hands, make it your wealth." So I challenge the ladies who are listening, if you don't have your mission written out, if you don't have a slogan or something that you use to say to describe your business, I challenge you to write that out today.
Yes, that is much needed.
So this is the first building block of our foundation, our mission. It's the first building block. And you're going to see as we progress through our presentation, you're going to see these begin to fill up because we're going to have other building blocks on our foundation.
Mhm.
So building block number 2, define your business activities. What keeps your company busy? What are you doing on a day-to-day basis? I think you told me you're doing cakes, so you know you're doing cakes. I'm writing books. I'm helping authors. I'm coaching. I'm marketing, doing marketing videos. So these are the activities that keep us busy every day. Your business activities tell the market what you do and what you offer potential clients. So your content, when you're building your content, it has to paint a picture about your business. So people know the experience that they're going to have when they visit your brand. When people visit my brand or they experience my activities, they know they're going to take away, they're going to feel empowered when they walk away. They're going to feel like they can accomplish anything. They're going to feel like their dreams are obtainable. Those are some of the things they're going to experience when they experience IBG publications. So there's
Mhm.
our second building block, activity. So we've got our mission is building block number 1, and now our daily activities is
Activities.
building block number 2. All right, building block number 3. Who's your business designed to reach? Who is your ideal client? Who are you servicing? What do they look like? When you're building your content, you have to know who you're building it for. You can't just put a bunch of things together and then expect to reach your target audience and you haven't properly thought about who they are, because then you're kind of just throwing out a net and you're gathering a bunch of things or a bunch of people, but then they don't want to
Mhm.
buy your product or your service. So take the time to answer these questions. What behaviors identify your customer? What are they doing? How are they acting on a daily basis? What are their buying patterns? And what day of the week are they most likely to buy? Are they on a fixed income, so they're most likely to buy at certain times of the month? Are they paid every 2 weeks, or are they paid weekly? These are the things you want to consider when you're building your content. So
Okay.
our third building block is our
Yeah.
client. So we've got our mission, our activities, and now our clients.
Clients.
Building block number 4, which is our last building block. What is your product or service? What are you serving up good? What's your juicy good offer? What are people coming to get from you? So now you're going to identify your product and service. Your content should be descriptive of your products and services. What are you bringing to the table, and what do you want people to take away? What do you want them purchasing? I've got a couple pictures there. There's some personal items. You got a store there. You got some perfumes, some body scrubs. So what are the products that you're offering? We're in business to make money, right? I don't
Yes.
know anybody in business who doesn't want to make money.
Yeah.
So we've got our 4th building block. So now we have a solid foundation to start building our content. We know our mission, we know our activities, we identified our client, and now we know what product that we have to offer. So let's look at the types of content that you want to build and how to purpose it.
Sure.
All right, there are 2 types of content, and we're primarily talking social media. So the type of content you want to build is the social engagement, and this is used to connect to your audience. And then there's revenue generating content, and this is used to generate sales and income. So those are your 2 types of content you want to develop.
Okay.
First thing is the social engagement. This is created to get a response from your audience. You either want them to hit the like button or you want them to make a comment. Do you want to leave a thought on your audience, or do you want them to answer a question in order to gauge how better to serve them? If you're posting, and you're not getting a response, it might be a good idea to ask a question. What do you guys want to see? Or do a poll. See where people's mind is, who are following you, because they're following you for a reason, right? So you want to make sure that you're serving them, those who are following. The types of social engagement. Quotes. If you have your own personal quotes, if you have key people that are aligned with your mission and brand, people who mentor you, those are types of quotes and posts that you can do. You can do a question of the day, ask a question, get your audience excited, get them to do some kind of response, because ultimately, it's social media and people want some kind of interaction with who they're going to do business with. When we look at the revenue generating content, this type of content is specifically for the purpose of generating revenue and building sales. When you post this content, you want them to take action, right? You don't want to make an offer and it just sits there. So you want them to either click a button and go to your website or buy your product. That's the purpose for the revenue generating content. Now, I wanted to show some sample content, some of the content that I have developed in order to make my brand stand out. When I first rebranded my content, I got so many compliments. It looks great, and I've kept that image up since I rebranded. So first of all, who is IBG Publications? We talked a little bit about it, but we're just simply a publishing, coaching, and marketing firm. So we publish authors or writers who want to be published. We coach authors no matter where they are on the spectrum, whether they've released a book or they have not. And then we help authors market their brand. So this goes back to what we talked about, our activities, our mission, and what we do. So this is our foundation. Who are we trying to reach? We want readers, we want authors, and we want potential authors or people who are ready to transform their life. We were talking about those online courses, and those are some of the things we offer as well. So we don't want just readers. We want people who want to transform their life with the classes that we offer. So this is who we're trying to reach when we post our content.
Okay.
Now, this is an example of the social engagement, what I talked about, making the post to get a response. So this particular post is just saying, what are you doing this weekend? What are you going to see good on TV, Netflix? Everybody's all about what's on Netflix. So these are questions you can ask to get people responding. And hey, also talk about what you plan to watch when you rest for the weekend. This is a social engagement when I talked about your personal quotes. So things just always come to my mind. So I've gone beyond just writing a post to now I'm branding my post. So I'm taking good images of myself and then I'm putting my quote on them and adding a little graphic just to kind of enhance it. And what happened when I did this particular post was people responded with butterflies, which was like, it just was good, to see that kind of response. So when you put
Okay.
a certain post, you want to evoke a response. And then this particular quote is from someone we trust. She's good with publicity. So I don't just share my own quotes. I also share quotes of financial giants, people who are in the industry who do what I do, who
Okay.
have good integrity. You don't want to be posting someone who does not have a good image on social media or they're later caught up in a scandal. So use good judgment on whose post that you choose to share.
Okay.
Now, show me the money, right? Show me the money. So these are our revenue generating posts. Remember, I said we sell books, right? So that's
Yeah.
the foundation of building our content. So this is a good image of one of the books I've authored. And this is something that, I actually have a specific day. I don't share majority of the week, every day has a theme. So I share something
Hmm.
every day. But there's one day of the week that I take time to just share my products because you don't want to
Okay.
bombard people with just buy, buy, buy. You want to create that engagement as well. So I just have
Right.
that one day of the week where I share my products and give people the opportunity to buy. Because again, we're here to make money. And you cannot get the sale if you don't make the offer. So you got to get a good offer.
Yes.
Promote, promote, promote. This particular flyer is just more of some of the services that we offer. So that's everything we offer all on one flyer. This is a sale. Who doesn't love a good sale, right?
Yes.
So you want to make sure that you are also giving out some juicy good offers, some good sales, and make sure it's profitable. Sometimes, there was a time I ran a special on one of my books and I just couldn't kick myself because it didn't become as profitable as it should have been. So make sure when you run a sale that it's profitable for you, your time, and your effort.
Okay.
So that's what I have. Thanks for joining. I do have a very special offer for you. I am officially introducing my Right to Empower product suite. So what we do in the Right to Empower series is we actually show you how to turn your life's pains, tragedies, shortfalls, anything that has been negative. We teach you how to turn it into powerful books of influence. So my first offer is just a free copy of my action guide, which is called Dissolving Past Pain and moving forward in life. So it's a free download. If you visit me at righttoempower.net, you can get a free copy of that. And that will just turn your whole perspective around on how to deal with pain and start turning it into a positive experience. The most
Okay.
recent book that I've written is called Right to Empower, and it is a writer's guide to turning pain into powerful books of influence. So it's not just a read. I am big on let's do the work. So there's a lot of activities in there. There are things that show you how to start turning that pain into power, how to outline your book, and how to get your book ready for the masses, and also how to market it. Because when we don't market properly, we're just getting our book done and putting it on the shelf. So those are some of the things that I offer there. I have a very special offer for those who are either watching the replay or catching this now. You can actually get this at $12. It's regularly priced $16.99. but you can get this for $12 for the workshop special.
Okay, that's interesting.
And then the last offer I have is my coaching program. And this is our Right to Empower coaching program. It is available at 50% off. It's normally priced at $1,200, but for this workshop, it's half price, which is $600, and it launches on November 27th. So everything, and then the book launches no, on November 6th. So the book launches on the 6th, and then the coaching program launches on the 27th. So there's a link for that as well. So I would love to see somebody come and take advantage of this. I have been coaching and helping so many authors go from nothing to, just excited about having their book in their hands. So I am highly qualified to help you get that book done and get it into your hand. And as a business owner, there's no way you shouldn't have a book. It's a revenue generator. It's an opportunity
Yes.
for speaking engagement. More doors open for you because you become an expert in your field, right? So you want to make sure that you have some sort of book that goes along with your business. You can follow me on social media across all platforms. IBG Publications. My website is ibgpublications.com. So please go follow me, check me out, see what we're doing. Take a look at some of my great content. We got some great content as well. So that's what I have for today. We're open for questions and answers for anybody who'd like to ask any questions.
So these are all awesome content. Like, do you have a content plan when you work on your engagement post, revenue generating post, and your sales post, marketing post? Do you follow any content plan, or you just randomly post it?
I do have a plan. So
Okay.
the plan that I have is every day for actually it's 5 days a week that we post. And the 5 days a week that we post, every day has a different theme. So the theme of Monday is Money Monday, and we actually give financial tips, quotes from financial giants. That's on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday
Okay.
is Tipping Tuesday. So on Tuesday we
Mm-hmm.
share content on publishing and marketing. Wednesday is Winning Wednesday. So we share business affirmations, things that are motivating, because Wednesday's that middle day of the week. We kind of need a little push to keep going for the rest of the week. And then Thursday is Thankful Thursday. So we share quotes because we're a Christian based publishing company. So we share quotes from the Bible. And then Friday is Flashback Friday, where we share all of our content on what we sell and what we offer. So that's our daily themes. And then we
Okay.
post 3 times a day. So 3 times a
Okay.
day, one time in the morning, one time around noon, and then one time in the evening. So that's how
Okay.
we structure our content and how it goes out.
Okay. You follow this pattern across all platforms or any one platform?
Yes, across all platforms. We primarily post on Instagram and Facebook. Those are the
Okay.
two we focus the most on because that's where we get the most engagement and the most traffic. Every
Mm-hmm.
now and then we'll post to Twitter because it's not really a focus for us on Twitter. So we focus on it every now and then. We'll sporadically do that, but for the most part, we focus. This content rolls the same on Facebook and Instagram because you actually have a content studio. I don't know if anybody's aware. If you use your desktop, you have a content studio which you can connect your Facebook page and your Instagram page together, and then you can
Okay.
actually schedule to post between the two through your content studio.
Yes. That's the business suit by Facebook, right?
Yes, the business fan page. Yes.
Yes. So, like, along with these visual content, do you also post some written content, or is it only the visual content that you do more?
We stick with visual because visual gets more engagement. Every now and then we'll post something that doesn't have an image, but it's been proven through studies that when you share images, you get more engagement with images. So we primarily post an image with everything that we post pretty much.
Okay. So will they be written content plus image or image content alone?
Image and written content. And
Okay.
remember, the written content is where you're going to create more engagement. So, for instance, the first post that I made about what are you doing this weekend, your written content is going to say something like, hey, what you guys got going on this weekend? I just plan on Netflix and chill. Anybody got any suggestions on what I should look at? And that's what gets the conversation stirred up, So you got to have a good caption along with the image because that's where the engagement comes
Okay. So do you have any social media managers for handling all this, or you do it all by yourself?
in. That's a great question. I have been actively looking for someone because it's very time consuming to create all of it, So just forewarning everybody, when you get into this, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to keep repeating the same information, because then you'll start losing your audience because they will remember you just posted that last week. So it does
Right.
challenging creating all the different content. And so what I'll do is I do it all myself, just to answer the question. I do it myself. I
Great.
am looking for someone to fill that space because then it frees me up to do other things. But I'll take every month or two, I'll create a bunch of brand new stuff just so that it continues to look fresh and clean. And
Mm-hmm.
then what I'll do is after maybe let's say 2 months, because usually what I create lasts about 2 months because every day has different themes. So if you're posting 3 times a day, you need at least uh, mm, you need at least a good 12 to 30 of each day, and that'll
Okay.
last for 2 months. And then
Okay.
I'll create something new. And then I'll go back and use what I posted, 4 months ago, if that makes sense. So that way it's still circulating, but it's not quite as much work as it could be constantly creating new content because it can become a monster. But I will say this, if you have Canva, Canva
Yeah,
is
Canva is amazing. I too use Canva. That
yes,
is one tool which I need to have. I use it almost on a daily basis.
yes, I do too. And I have to have the subscription because you have access to way more, fresher looking content. And you want your content to look different. One thing I
Yes.
didn't talk about is color schemes. And if you notice throughout my presentation, my colors stay the same. And if you go to
Yes.
my page, you'll see all of my colors stay the same. So you can take those Canva images, the templates, and just recolor them to go along with your brand. So
Okay.
Canva is like my best friend. It's my best friend.
Is that your brand color?
Yes, the gold and the red. Yes,
Okay. So you batch create this content.
yes, I do. I do. Because that just
Okay.
makes it easier when you're scheduling it. Because it'll take like maybe an hour or two to create it and then an
Mm-hmm.
hour or two to schedule it, but you're scheduling for at least 30 days in those 2 hours if you're posting 3 times a day. So,
Okay.
that makes it a lot easier than trying to go every time you're trying to create a post, you go making a new, you know what I mean? Like making a new post or stuff. You create it all at once. It's just easy to just pop it in, keep it. And honestly, I don't create a new caption on every post. I use the same caption, but
Okay.
different every day.
Okay. So like how do you get these content ideas? From where do you get these ideas from? The basic
Um,
content idea.
it goes back to what we do because remember, one of our people that we reach are readers. So when I'm doing these quotes, it's people who like to read. So it's not hard to find things that kind of jog people in certain, people like tips. People like to hear things about finances. They like to hear how they can better their life. Sometimes they just want to be encouraged. So you got to kind of know your audience and know who you're reaching in order to determine the best quotes and the best things to choose. A lot of people follow my brand because they like me. They like what I say. They
Yes,
like what I'm talking about. So when I brand my own personal quotes, they love that, and
yes, of course.
it's a totally different effect when you make that poster like I did with my picture and the quote. It has a different effect than just putting the quote out there. I've noticed the response is way different when I put the picture and the quote versus just the quote. It's a
Okay,
way different response.
okay. So what tool you use for scheduling these posting?
So that would be you got a couple tools out there. I don't get into all of the software that's outside of social media. So to because some of them start to become costly. And so to keep costs down, I just use the content studio inside of Facebook. Facebook has a content studio where
Okay,
creator studio rather, where you can
yeah,
actually go in and post between Facebook and Instagram. So I use that primarily. And every
okay,
now and then I'll use Hootsuite every now and then. But for the most part, I keep it simple with the content creator studio because
okay,
it's easy to schedule that way.
okay. And what tips or hacks would you suggest the solopreneurs here to start out with creating content?
I would say go and Google. One of the easiest ways that I found content on my subject is I'll go in and I'll put publishing tips inside Google. And a blog post will come up or some website will come up and it'll say 50 ways to get your book published or
Mm-hmm.
20 ways, 20 tips for marketing or
Mm-hmm.
100 ways to save financially. That's the easiest way to get content. But when you do that, you just want to make sure you give credit to where you got it from. So I'll
Okay,
put whatever the tip is and I'll put their website underneath so that it doesn't look like I'm saying this came from me. It came from this
okay,
website. So that's the
okay,
easiest, like that is the easiest way to go and get content. Pull that article up, copy it, paste it, brand it, and you're done. That's easy.
okay, cool. So other than this Canva and Content Studio and Hootsuite, like any other useful tools or apps that can help these content creators?
Honestly, I kind of stick with those two. I actually have researched some others. I don't have that name of that list in front of me because I have researched some others. So I really don't have any that I can suggest that I've used. But
Okay,
and everybody, you have to kind of find your own groove with it. So I would suggest that people do their own research, see what tool goes best for you. I primarily like to work from my desktop. I don't like to work from my phone. Some people love to work from their phone, or some people can
yeah,
only work from their phone. So there
yes,
may be some apps that are out there that can be used. Like I said, I've used Hootsuite before. And I've tried some of the others, but they just weren't feasible for what I was trying to do. So you have to think about what you're trying to accomplish and what's feasible for even, rolling your content into that particular platform. So,
well, that's awesome. So many people they still feel like even inside our group, like I've been requesting them to start creating content because
mhm.
only if they start and keep doing it, they'll improve their content creation. So they have this hiccup of starting. Uh, how would you motivate them to start?
The first thing I would say to motivate them is that when they don't have content, they have less of a chance of reaching who they want to reach. And presence on social media is so important. It's important because you're reaching your audience. But what I have learned is that, here where I am, certain places that you may want to apply for a loan or some kind of grant or money that's available. One of the questions I saw on a recent questionnaire for a loan or a grant was, do you have a strong social media presence? That was one of the questions that they asked. You have to have, that was like mandatory to get the finance.
Right.
The reason why is because they want to know that you are actively doing what you say that you're doing. So there's so many opportunities that come along with sharing your content. So for someone who's got a roadblock, I would ask, what's their schedule? What's your daily schedule look like? And then they will respond. And then I would say, well, what part of your schedule can you block off time to create your content? And then they would say, oh, I have free time or downtime around this time. Let's say it's someone who works a full time job and they do their business on the side. When I wrote my first book, I sacrificed my lunch breaks to write on my book on my lunch breaks. So sometimes you have to take another level of sacrifice in order to get it done. So I'm gonna start looking into their mindset. What are they thinking about? How is their day set up? How much of their day can they dedicate to creating their content? And then I would help them see that, creating their presence, it draws who you're trying to reach. Because no one knows you exist if you're not putting anything out there, right? So you got to let people know you exist. But most importantly, that what you have is important. Somebody
Yes.
needs what you have. Somebody's waiting to hear from you. So those are things I would say to someone who's got those roadblocks.
Right. So, w- do you suggest them that they start branding themselves or their business, which is good for uh, at least beginners?
I'm gonna say it depends on the direction that they're trying to go. I think that they should focus on one and then the other so that the two can come together, if that makes sense. If you brand yourself, like personally for me, I'm branded as an author. And so if I'm branded as an author and my company is branded, then the two of us come together and we make a perfect marriage. So you do want to spend time doing both, maybe one at a time. It depends on the person's a multitasker. I personally say focus on one at a time because when you focus
Okay.
on branding yourself and then your business, then the two should be coming together as a perfect match. Does that make sense? The two coming
Yeah,
together
sure,
as a
sure,
perfect match.
sure. Because most of these people are solopreneurs. So I think that is the best way they can go and brand themselves.
Hmm. Hmm. And
Yes.
when they think about branding themselves, it goes down to for ladies. Let's talk about the ladies. It goes down to how you wear your hair. It goes down to the clothes that you wear. It goes down to how you present your name. Most of the time when I present my name, it is Audra V. Heard. That's always how my name goes out. And I have a second middle name, but I never include my second middle name. So I always go out as Audra V. Heard. My hair is always, this is my brand. My hair is my brand. So I wear my hair like this. And I like colors. So I wear colorful looking clothes. So
Okay.
that's branding myself as an author. And all my books look a certain way. All my books have the same picture on them. I have the same signature on my books. My name looks the same. Like you got to get to getting yourself a certain image. And then once you do that, and the colors for the business are everything. So now we're talking about the business. So it's the colors, it's the look, it's the feel. It's not just, people think branding is just colors, and it is color. But when you choose colors, colors have meaning. So it's good to look up the meaning of the colors, because once you look up the color's meaning, you'll understand if that goes along with how you want people to feel when they experience the brand. So I would
Yeah,
definitely say,
branding is much more than color. Like and like there has to be a uniformity across all your
mhm,
platforms and all your aspects and assets so that people can identify you with your brand.
right,
Very
right.
true, very true.
hmm Even when it comes to the name, you don't want to be one name on one platform and a different name on another platform. You want to even keep your name the same, across all
Yes,
platforms.
correct. So is there anything like can people post these content in their regional language also if their target market is the local business?
Yes, definitely. If that's, and again, it goes back to who you're reaching. So if you're trying to reach people in your language, or, whichever language that you're using, then yes, absolutely. Because you're not going to draw who you're trying to draw if you go outside of their level of understanding. So, you don't want to be, trying to speak one language, and then, the person you're trying to reach, it's like, what are you saying? You're not even reaching who you're trying to reach. So I would definitely say yes to that. Definitely.
Okay. One more question, like which I actually left out asking. You told like you post 3 times a day across all platforms. Do you use the same visual content or do you change these content for one particular day?
It changes for each day. But
No,
each,
for example, like you post thrice a day.
mhm.
Do you use different visual content and written text each time?
No, it's the same post. So whatever
Okay.
post on Instagram, post on Facebook. So it's the same picture on each one at the same time.
Okay.
So it stays again consistent. So if we post a picture like we did the first one, it's the same on Instagram, it's the same on Facebook. It stays
Okay.
consistent.
Cool. And how about live content? Do you post video content also?
That's something that I'm working real hard on. I am so not a go live kind of person. And that's probably because I was hosting a weekly broadcast. And so I was allowing that to be my time to go live once a week, but I pulled back on it because I wanted to turn it into a podcast. So I got to get back to going live on a regular basis. But I haven't
Mhm.
been doing it lately. I kind of honestly am taking a break because I went for like 6 or 7 months straight with my weekly show. It was once a week, and it was just
Okay.
becoming, exhausting. So I have to get work on doing my live content. I need work there.
And that's okay. So, other than this, like, is there any other type of content that you go for? Because there are a lot of other types of contents, right? Or you stick on to just written plus image.
I do some videos, but the videos that I do are more commercials. So I'm sticking to more things that are advertising products, or, giving, because videos do draw people in. That's why I know I need to work on it. But we
Mhm.
do stick to more the picture and the word content. But like I said, we will play the promotional videos, and those do get good responses when we play the promotional videos. But these are pre-recorded, not live. But yeah, and then, sometimes I will do watch parties of some of the older interviews, because the show was based on interviews with authors,
Mhm.
business owners. So I do watch parties, playing the older videos to help get the views up and get people back engaged in the content, because you want to
Mhm.
stay relevant. So, we do play the commercials, more so commercials versus any other type of video.
All right. So, is there anything else that you would uh, give as a message to the listeners?
The main message I would give is start today. Don't procrastinate on getting your content going. Start today. Because when you don't create your content and you don't get engagement, you're leaving money on the table. You're leaving whoever you're designed to help, you're not able to help them. Because ultimately, primarily, that's why I got in business and the money has come. One of the slogans that we post is if you make meaning, you'll make money. So if you're making meaning and a positive impact, you will make the money. So, just don't hesitate. Get started. Devote a 30 minutes. Start out small. Don't bite off anything you can't handle. So maybe it's 15 minutes. Maybe it's 20, 30. Google your quotes, Google things, and, start putting your content together. But don't hesitate. That's my message today. Don't hesitate. Get started. Somebody's waiting to hear from you.
Absolutely. Because that message uh, always needs to be weaved into the product or the service what they are doing. There has to be a helping attitude that has
Mhm.
to be weaved into the product and service. Absolutely right. I also agree with that.
Mhm.
So viewers, do you have any questions for Audrea? If you have any questions, you can ask. We can get it answered live. We did a quick poll inside the group, and most people uh, they had this problem of content creation, and in content creation, they wanted to know how they could create visual content. So I had suggested them to use Canva. I also did a small demo how they can use Canva. Other
Mhm.
than Canva, is there anything else that you would suggest, or Canva is more than enough?
I personally think Canva is more than enough because once you start using all the other platforms, they all really do the same thing. They don't do anything more fancier than Canva. It's still the same. Canva has a very vast library of stock images. So they have great choices to choose from, but you do have to have the paid plan because when you're not on the paid plan, the choices are very limited. But that's a great start for someone who's not ready to bite off that commitment. It's good to just get started. But
Yes,
I honestly think Canva is enough because all the rest, they just start doing the same thing Canva does. And I have tried some of the others. And I always just gravitate back to it. There's Crello. Um, there's quite a few of them out there. But Crello is one I know I've tried, but I know
I also vouch for Canva because I had been using it for the past 3 to 4 years now,
wow, okay.
and it is amazing. It is amazing because I do everything right from my flyers, or let it be any social content or marketing material. I use Canva for that.
Hmm. Hmm.
Nowadays, like even memes can be made using Canva.
Yeah.
Videos are also possible.
Websites too.
Websites, presentations,
Yes, yes.
the options are numerous.
Book covers. You do book covers on there too.
Yes, yeah,
Hmm. Hmm.
absolutely.
Yes, it's phenomenal. I love it. I actually got introduced to it. It's got to be at least 2 or 3 years now. and
Okay.
I was using Microsoft Publisher. I don't know if you're familiar with that software. But once and somebody introduced it to me, and I was like, oh, I like doing what I've been doing. But I
Yes.
started using it the beginning of this year, and I am hooked. I It just makes things so much easier.
Easier. It's all just click and drag.
Yes, yes, yes. And I couldn't get that concept when I first started using it. It was just like, I was just doing what I wanted to do. But now you can't pay me to do anything different now. I'm just, I'm so, and everybody noticed the difference when I started using it, because I just took my same creative eye and, like I said, change the colors, added this, added that. The feature of taking the image and the background being removed, that is like a huge game changer. So, I'm like so so.
All right. I don't see any questions coming in. This was an amazing session, Audrey. Like you talked about the basics on which they have to build their content for creating branding, and that is something like which nobody has spoken till now.
Hmm,
Everybody comes and talks about directly into content creation and types of content and things like that, but you spoke about the four basic pillars
yes, yes,
which are absolutely essential for creating a brand image, and that is really wonderful. So I really wish to see more and more members utilizing this information and start working on your content creation today, because the best time to start is now.
yes.
And it was amazing to connect with you, who is a multifaceted person.
Thank you.
uh, and we'll keep meeting, and we'll see if there is any possibility of I'll message that. In case if you want to give the links to your books or coaching, you can share it here for our members.
Okay, okay. Can I use this chat?
Yeah,
Will
you
it?
can use this chat,
Okay.
or you can use it in your mobile.
Okay, I did send you a request to join the group, so hopefully you'll see that once we get off. But I'll go ahead and post the links inside the chat.
All right.
Okay, there's that one. Okay, that's for the book, and then this last link is going to be for the freebie option.
Are you able to give the link?
Yeah, I put two of them in there, and I'm putting the last one. All right, there we go. Oh no, wait, I put it in the wrong place.
Oh, you have put it in the private chat.
Yeah,
No, you have to use the comments box.
yeah. The comments is
Yeah,
it's
it's on the top, right hand top corner.
yeah, it's not giving me the option to put anything in the comments though. Yeah, it's there, but it's not. Um, yeah.
Um, because I also can't take it from there. And let me see. I'll do that here.
Yeah, because when I go to the comments, it just says live viewer comments show up on StreamYard. This is an
One
example.
second. Let me quickly copy that.
Okay.
Okay. I'll do it uh, using my after the live ends, because like StreamYard does not permit us to post the comment through
Okay.
StreamYard.
Okay. All right. No
Yes.
problem.
So once again, thanks a lot for coming to Marvelous Women's Entrepreneurs and sharing your valuable information. Thanks for your time, Audrea.
Thank you for having me. It's been my absolute pleasure. I love to share. Thank you for having me.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye bye.